Welcome to the Fantasy Maniacs Podcast, The Short Take. Hello, guys, and welcome to the first edition of the Fantasy Maniacs Short Take. I felt like since, we had a guy, David Lursima, who was supposed to be our lead and champion in the podcast industry, since he's not going to continue his faithful run with us, I thought I might as well come in and take over. So, welcome to the podcast. This is going to be super fun because it's going to be my first editing experience at the same time. So, be prepared for lots of clips, cuts, and edits, and more. David Lursima outtakes. And we're back. This is super fun, trying to play with this. I'm going to get better as we go. But, anyway, so, what a season, guys. What a season. We are knocking it out right now. Pretty much everything's up in the air. There's only a few teams right now that are, pretty much out of the runnings. But at the same time, Lamar, you serious? The guy has the draft of his lifetime coming up next year. So, he basically owns the rookie draft, and that's going to be fun because let's think about it. Somebody's going to want to get back in. I'm one of them. I traded away my entire first and second rounds and all the other first and second rounds I had acquired. So if I want to get back in, I got to make a move whenever it comes up. So that'll be good. I'm just going to do a quick rundown of where we're at, where we're standing, how we're looking. Obviously, number one. I'm rocking it down for the moment, but barely. 7-6 ain't, or 7-6 is where I don't want to be, and 7-3, 7-4 not going to cut it. So I'm number one. We got Galvin at number 2, closing the gap. Caden sitting at number 3 overall. Kyle at number 4. I don't know if you guys remember. Kyle started out the season super bad. Yeah, was looking like, I'm already trying to think about, just losing out so I can get some, a better lock at the picks. So he's number 4 now, number 4 and the third most points for. He's killing it right now. We got Spoons at 5. We got Vega at 6, still hanging in there strong. Slinker's swinging. Slinker's trying to get in there. I like it. 5 and 5. Who else? David at 8. Everybody's still in this. Rob Joyner at 9, Miss Slinker at 10, even Miss Slink. Where's she at? We got Miss Slinker. I lost it. 4 and 6. 4 and 6 could end up at 4, 5, 6, 7 and 6. She could win out right now. 3 more wins, ends up at 7 and 6. 7 and 6 can get you a playoff spot. I don't know if you guys know that. Anyway, Hindu at 11, and Lamar, you serious, bringing up the rear. Sorry for you, Lamar, you serious. It's been a tough year. It's a tough year. But like I said, the guy owns the draft next year. We got some points for and points against. You guys can check those out. I was number 1 for a long time, and now I've dropped down to number 4. And this gap between me, Caden, Kyle. Even Galvin, it's a small gap. We're talking 50 points to 7 points. Super attainable to get up there because we're working for those buys now, right? We're trying to get the playoff berth plus somebody's trying to get a bye week because I think that's going to matter this year for real. It's called the short take for a reason, so I'm basically just going to rattle those off. That's where we're at. This is where we're looking. This is how we're trending. I'm going to rattle off my predictions for the week because I always thought that was the funnest part of the David Lursima podcast. No, I'm not gonna do it yet. So anyway, the predictions and what we got here. We got. I'm gonna do me first. It's me and Rob Joyner. Hi, Rob. I like Joyner's team. He likes it a lot. He wants to sit on it and hold it and keep it. And I told him, good luck with that. He's actually turned it around. The guy is the, what do we call it nowadays? The number 1 scoring team in the league. Sucks that he started so late with it. But yeah, I like his team. He's got a good team. He's got a good matchup against me this week because I got a lot of people on bye. Juju went down last night. 4-something points. So he's got a good start. I've got Gage in. So his matchup against mine is pretty good. Still, obviously, going to pick myself to win. I won't lean off of Dave's trend on that. I will always pick myself to win. I like your team. The McCaffrey, obviously, Animal Cousins is gonna put up some points. It's just a tough matchup for me, but I'm gonna take me to win. Next in the line, who we got? We got the Slinker versus Kyle. This one is. Dave likes to call game of the weeks. I'm going to do the same thing. Game of the week for me is Kyle Commons versus Jonathan Daniels Slinker. Two of my boys. Love them both. Le'Veon Bell. Is this the week that the trade for Le'Veon Bell takes Kyle over the top and gets him to beat Slinker? Could be. Like it. D-Hop, obviously. He's got Cooper. All these guys. Philip Lindsay might blow up this week. He's got a tough matchup against Minnesota, but I think Philip Lindsay works out. And then Slinker, obviously you got Breeze, you got Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, Ridley. He's built a team. I know he didn't start out with a lot of these guys, but he put it together. Right now, Kyle is projected to win the game. I love you, Kyle. I love you. I'm going to take Slinker to win this one. And it's not even the friendship thing. And I know it's the first thing we're thinking. It's the friendship thing. Those are both my boys. They're on the same level. I'm taking Slinker to win, and it's just because I'm biased, because Slinker beating Kyle puts Slinker at 6-4 and Kyle at Slinker at 6-5 and Kyle at 6-5, which still keeps me a game up on him even if I lose. So I'm being a little biased there. But yeah, so taking Slinker on that one. Next up, we got David and Vega. David and Vega is going to be a pretty good matchup. I think I like both the teams once again. Vega has made a comeback. Not that he was gone, but he made a pretty good comeback. And I like his team. The T.Y. Hilton on David, I don't like him. I love the Mike Evans, Julio Jones, obviously. Who doesn't love Julio Jones? I wish you had Matt Ryan on there right now. It would be great. But we got Jimmy G, with the finally defeated San Francisco 49ers, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. It's a pretty good matchup all the way down. I know Dave is projected to not score a whole lot of points. I gotta go with Vega. And it's literally just because we're one game in and I'm get to see some pluses. Jarvis Landry putting up 14, it's awesome. So I'm gonna take Vega on that one. Sorry, David, I love you. I'm gonna take him. Maybe it's the same curse that I have. Anytime you pick me to lose, I win. So I'm just trying to give it back. Next we've got Michelle versus Hindu. This is gonna be a good one. This one in my head, I think is an easy one. I'm just going to call it before I get into it. I think Michelle's going to win this. I know she's projected to score like 20 less points, but I like D. Watson. I think he blows up. Sammy Watkins, I think KC is going to look ridiculous this week. She's got a pretty solid defense, which I think are going to put up some decent point for us, or for her. She didn't have Fitzpatrick blow up the way he was supposed to. Minkah Fitzpatrick has been being a beast. Only put up one, but I think together she's gonna knock it out. Baker Mayfield, that linebacker thing, we're 23 points out of Schubert was kind of bleh, but whatever. But yeah, so I'm taking Michelle. It's my wild card. I'm just gonna call that one. And then Lamar, U Serious, and Spoons. Hands down, Lamar, U Serious. I don't pick you to win this one. I love you, good guy. Love playing with you. I think Spoons takes this all day. He's got good matchups across the board. Sanu looks good. Samuel looks good. Elliott looks good. D. Williams looks good. All their matchups are great. Not that the team doesn't have some work on there, but I can't pick you to win. Lamar, you serious? You got some rebuilding to do. Next year is going to be an animal. Believe me, talk to me, because I need some of those first round picks, maybe even some of those second rounds back. So we'll check those out. And last but not least, Caden and Galvin. There's another one of these biased games that I'm going to have to pick, even though I'm going to pick Galvin to win. I like Galvin's team. I like even Sony Michel. I think Sony Michel's going to do something stupid this game because James White's just been doing great, coming off an L. We want to get a W back, so they're going to switch something up. Sony Michel might be that piece for the number one that's technically the number two. I think that's good. He doesn't have great matchups, but I just like his team better. Pick Galvin to win. I want Caden to win. Picking Galvin to win, want Caden to win. Very specifically because another one of those biased things. If Caden beats Galvin, that puts Caden at 7-3 or 7-4. Galvin at 7-4. If I lose, me at 7-4. So I'm still right there in the running, and that's just me. We're all fighting for playoff spots now, guys. Every one of us is fighting for a playoff spot, except for Lamar U Series, but it's okay because next year it's awesome. But yeah, totally attainable for any of us to still make the playoffs. It's super close. Everyone's still in it. Everybody's still going. Glad to see some big trades happen over the deadline. I know Alvin Kamara was awesome for me. We've seen some huge trades over this year, which is, there's always some trades, but there's been some big ones, especially with these picks and stuff going around. So I love the league this year. It's awesome. I'm going to either consolidate with David and turn this into some kind of real, maybe not a live podcast, but something that we do and upload, because I got some cool stuff going on. People keep blowing me up. But yeah, so I'm projecting. I did a projection for my 6 teams that are going to make the playoffs, and that's what we're starting here, a few weeks out. I'm taking myself and Spoons at the 1 and the 2 to get the bye weeks. I'm taking Kyle at the 3. I'm taking David at the 4. Slinker at the 6. Or at the 5. Caden at the 6. It's going to be tough, but I see some movement getting ready to happen. It's going to be my personals. Whether it happens or not, who knows? We might all fall out of the playoffs. Maybe Michelle makes a beast run and literally comes out 7-6 and it's like, F you guys, I'm in there. But sweet, that's the end of the short take. I'm going to get some cool stuff going with this, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. And if you didn't, I'm out.